It's Nigeria Today Live, and as the program continues, the segment we're on this morning is relationship and lifestyle. My name is Olori Adejoke Adambi David, and I have here with me the Gen Z host.
Good morning, Mama Gen Z. How are you
It's
doing
good
today?
to have you. I'm good. I'm good.
We
And
are
you?
swinging, kind of. Did you notice it?
I'm interested.
All right. Welcome
Good
to
to-
another exciting segment of relationship and lifestyle, where we give you acts on how to have the best relationships and live the best lifestyle in society. And today's topic is fully packed as always. So sit back and don't go anywhere. My name is Gratitude, the Gen Z host.
Okay, we'll be talking on the secret ingredients of lasting relationship when we talk about self-care. It's loaded. This morning we've been waiting to join us is Eyimofe Onifade. She is the founder of Murphy's Couch, counselor and inner peace advocate. It's so good to have you this morning. Eyimofe, how are you?
Yeah.
Hey.
Good morning.
Sorry for keeping you for a while. Okay, do we still have Eyimofe? Okay. Welcome. It's so good to have you this morning. Oh, the network is glitchy.
Okay, so you hear me now?
Okay, sorry for keeping you waiting. Okay, now, Eyimofe, I want to ask, as we're talking about the ingredient that we need to have a lasting relationship. Relationship is all relationships supposed to be a long process. When I mean relationship, I'm not talking about husband and wife now. I'm just talking about relationship on a general, platform. Are we supposed to have relationship that should be something that should last forever? I need to know that first.
Okay. No, not all relationships are supposed to last forever. Okay. Because you have some relationships that is defined because you're in a particular space together. Say, for example, you're in a school or you're in a working environment, okay, you can notice that you may actually be drawn towards a particular person, and you can have a very great relationship with them just because in terms of proximity, you are in that space together. So no, it does not have to last a lifetime, but whatever time you have with it, nurture it and make the best of it.
Into the topic fully, self-care, the secret ingredient for a lasting relationship. We really want to know what that's all about, because self-care is not only on the physical appearance but in your heart as well. You really cannot give what you don't have. So what are these steps we need to take in our self-care phase or self-care space to really have a lasting relationship?
Okay. So first and foremost, I would like to I know that self-care is a word that's been all over, right? It's not just a buzzword, okay? It is that vital, component that we need to maintain emotional balance, to help us reduce stress, okay, to also help us improve our overall well-being. So it's something that is really, really important. Okay, an ancient Greek philosopher, he said, we cannot live well, without loving ourselves. Okay, so, and you cannot pour out of empty, right? And you cannot give what you don't have. If you don't have love on your inside, there's no how you can give love on your outside, right? And also what I always try to tell people is, you must love people from an overflow, right? When you love people from an overflow, that way you don't feel cheated, you don't feel overwhelmed, you don't feel burnt out. Okay, yeah. So self-care, it's an important ingredient in relationship because one, it helps you to have that improved emotional balance. Okay, it helps you to have that you become emotionally aware, when you pay attention to your self-care, right? And most times people have issues in relationship because they don't even know themselves, right? They don't know themselves, they don't know their boundaries, and they are just relating, based on the energy that is just flying around. Okay. Now, another ingredient also is because, It also helps us to set, it helps us to set boundaries. Now, boundaries are important in relationships, like I've mentioned earlier. When we cultivate self-care and self acceptance, we're able to reduce that need for us to have external validation, okay, and that codependency. And when we have that, we're able to have great relationships. Let me stop there. I still have more, but let me just stop there in case you have more questions.
I'll have to ask this ingredient, how do we really implement it in a way that it will not fall on one side? At times when you in a process of trial, just like you said, it's not something it just come across the board like that. Self-care is something that many actually think is just about me, you understand, and it becoming like you're being selfish. You understand? So some of these ingredients, how do we implement it that it will not be too much, it will not be overwhelming on just one side, but you can also shift it to another side and balance it, so that even if I have 2 slices of bread, I can take 1.5 and give you half. How?
Okay. All right. So first and foremost, let me say that self-care is not selfish. Okay, it's not selfish. It's just like when you're bored. If you notice when you're bored on the plane, they'll tell you, even as a mother, put on your own mask first before you put on the mask for your child, right? Yeah. So self-care is not selfish at all, and it is not luxury. So what are those steps that you can do? So first, prioritize your sleep. Prioritize your sleep. Okay, it is key. Prioritize your sleep and your exercise. When you do that, right, you are able to present yourself, all right, better the following day. So, for example, maybe like as a mom, right, when you prioritize your sleep, the following morning, you're not going to be snapping at people. You're not going to be getting angry unnecessarily. Okay. Then what's it called? Mindfulness. You also want to do, mindfulness and meditation. You are at work, for example. You're working. If you can play some really soothing sounds, you could actually, you could use your earpiece. So maybe sometimes, rather than just listening to random things, you can listen to sounds that will help you improve your productivity. There are different meditations, guided meditations, online that you can use. Some will help you be productive. Some will help get your mind to the place of calm. I mean, the list is endless, and it does not have to be anything. You can also exercise. Exercise is also another one. All right, then schedule your self-care. Okay, and you can also invite people out. You can invite your friends out. You can take your children to out, such that everybody's participating.
One of the ways to really
Okay,
for yourself to have that very good relationship, healthy relationship, is by being aware of yourself, self-awareness, loving yourself before you love someone. So why is it important to love yourself before you love someone, and what are the things you need to do to enable you love yourself first before loving someone else?
Okay, so you need to love yourself because even the Holy Book says, love your neighbor as thyself. So for you to know how to love others, you must, know how to love yourself first. Okay, when you love yourself, you know what is obtainable, what is not obtainable, right? You'll be able to treat other people better. Okay, so that's why it's important for you to, love yourself. And like I said, you cannot draw out of empty. If you don't know how to love yourself, you're going to be bleeding on other people. You're going to be seeking validation. You're not going to be able to have healthy relationships, right? So what's it called now? How do you love yourself? First, you have to be self-aware. Okay, you have to be self-aware. What do I like? What don't I like? What are my boundaries? What do I consider not nice? If I consider increasing of tone while talking as not nice, right? I would definitely not want to do that to somebody else. You understand? So we're able to treat people better, when we know how to love ourselves. I don't know if I answered your question correctly.
wow. Eyimofe, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We've been talking with Eyimofe Onifade. She is the founder of Murphy's Couch counselor and also an inner peace advocate. And it's been wonderful discussing with her the ingredients of a lasting relationship. We wish her the very best of today. So as we step out, I think you're convinced now.
Yes, I am. And I feel like
Are you satisfied?
What she does is actually one of the ingredients to self-care, inner peace.
Inner peace. She's an inner peace advocate. So she is actually the right person to discuss this topic with. Okay, so as we step aside for Blossom and Irebami to continue Nigeria Today Live, it's time for us to have our tech and gadget with Olusegun Ajakaye as we'll be discussing the topic.
We're discussing leadership in tech age.
I hope you are taking this seriously. All this tech. I hope you are taking it seriously because you need it. Okay, we'll see you at the other end. Bye for now.